Good evening, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast. Sorry, the Market Pulse video, where we discuss about what happened last week and what could be expected for next week. Of course, seeing my background, you must have understood that I'm not at my regular office. So, yes, but of course, the show should go on. So, talking about the markets last week, markets were exactly in a very excitement mode because new record of 20,222, and from there finally closed at 20,196, very close to 20,000. The markets are going up for the simple reason that the markets are seeing a lot of fund flow from the retailers like all of us. Not may not be directly into the stock market, but at least via mutual funds, where equity mutual funds have kind of having a blast with the kind of amount that money that's coming inside. In fact, almost 21 uncertainty in the market is enough that can kind of take things away. In fact, if you see the latest trend that we are seeing is a lot of people are shifting their money from debt mutual funds to equity mutual funds. So that trend is not going to last for long. Uh, Generally, what happens is the retailers or the newbies react little late. So people who are already experienced in the market would have already booked some partial profits and I would be sitting with the cash there. Whereas at this point of time, since markets have hit record highs, a lot of retailers would start coming into the market, and that is what is happening at this point of time probably. And uh, once the market starts falling is when the retailers also will be cautious about the market, or especially the newbies would be cautious about the market. So that point of time is probably when the funds will kind of reduce, but till then markets are going to be strong this way. So that is something that we can be expecting. Now, coming to last week, of course, everyday markets. In fact, I have not personally seen such a kind of bull run continuously without a single, negative day. So kind of, it's like last 15 days, what's happening? Last 2 weeks, the markets have kind of scaled all new heights with such energy, which I've never seen in my lifetime. So that is something really amazing about the market at this point of time. So if you look at last week, in fact, Bank Nifty also came close to its all-time high. Every other index kind of has already hit an all-time high. Nifty mid cap, Nifty small cap, all of them have hit a all-time high. So with all this, in fact, markets are having a big cheer. But of course, last week, one thing that we saw especially was some profit booking seen in mid cap and small cap. So now that has kind of happened. But the good thing is, after this profit booking, that fund which had come out of the mid cap and small cap has actually moved into large caps, and in large caps, it has started moving into sectors which have been kind of weak. So that sector is nothing but IT sector. So IT sector has not been doing great for a long time, especially the large companies in IT sector, and that is what we could see last week. TCS actually rallied up really well. Infosys has also taken up well. Tech Mahindra has also done well. So overall, these IT stocks which have been underperforming for a long time have started kind of performing well. So that's actually a good news that we can talk about. So apart from that, if you look at the markets right now, if you see the markets being at this record high, one very important thing is that, like I've told you earlier also, deleverage yourself from the market. It's very, very important. I'm cautioning you. I've been telling you multiple times, but then I hope you have done that. So if you've done that, of course, do comment in the comment section below. I'm hoping that all of you have done. Deleverage yourself. Deleverage is nothing but if you've taken some loan or fund from somewhere else and invested in the market, you're seeing some profits, take it out, repay the loans. Never take loans to invest into the market. So that's not a great thing to do. So these are a few things which you should actually take care of, and if you've taken care of that, things should be good. But at this point of time, of course, the risk to reward ratio is not great. It's not a great time to, I mean, like the inflation data. The inflation data actually came higher in the US, it came higher in India also. But of course, in India, the inflation data has actually come lower compared to the previous month. That is actually good news for India. But then if you look at the US has actually gone higher. But then, of course, markets in the US did not have a look at it and just went up. In fact, like I've told you earlier also, since the markets have been expecting a rate cut after, or not at least expecting rate hikes much more further, maybe in next few months it may stop is what people are expecting. So they've already kind of discounted that in the market at this point of time. So US has actually taken that off. US markets have kind of shaken that off. If you look at India, India had a lot of good news also along with this. That was first one was Nvidia partnering with Reliance and Tata Group companies, and that actually gave some push to Tata Group as well as Reliance slightly. But apart from that, if you look at what happened in the market, very important thing was RBI actually at this point of time. Probably I am like it has not performed good for some time, so expecting some good movement in HDFC Bank. Of course, I have a lot of investment in HDFC Bank, so I've got a very heavy chunk of investment in HDFC Bank. So that is something which is what I'm expecting to kind of take off well, and I'm hoping to see good returns there. Already I'm in good returns because it's a long-term investment that I have with HDFC Bank. Apart from that, there are some news going on in the market that SEBI is actually planning to bring in fractional shares in India. What is fractional shares? It's something like this. So if you see TCS is costing about one share would cost about 3,000 rupees. So if at all they give a fractional share, a person with just 1,000 rupees also can buy maybe one third of share of TCS. So this is already there in the international market. So this, if comes to India, can increase liquidity, and that can actually take further the market higher. So these are few things that could be expected, but this is of course a long-term game, not right now. So it's not got a concrete date at this point of time. So that would take some more time. Apart from that, there was also a deal between HCL and Siemens, which has actually taken HCL up. In fact, HCL is now very close to its 52-week high, expecting it to give some magic soon. But at this point of time, like I told you, this week, if you look at the week ahead, there are few things to be focused on. Now, talking about next week, one important thing is, of course, India is having a holiday, Ganesh Chaturthi, and it is a local holiday only for India. So that means the global markets will be on, which is not a great thing. So what can happen is people may not like to hold positions, especially because two things. One, Fin Nifty expiry, which is still happening on Tuesday, is now going to happen on Monday. So Monday is going to be really volatile. That is tomorrow. Next important thing, day before yesterday, on Friday, the after Indian markets closed, the US markets have opened and fallen big. In fact, Nasdaq was down almost 2%. So overall, it was not a good scene on US market. And US market will next open after Monday Indian markets close. So with all these determinants in mind, Monday there are chances of course, tomorrow being a gap down opening, and after that, if some sell-off comes, that could be a big sell-off. That could happen. So that could be something that could be on the cards for tomorrow. And also on Wednesday, there is the Federal Reserve meeting, rate decision meeting, which would be very important to be focusing on. Though there are a lot of talks that there might not be a rate hike this time, but of course they might try to give some hawkish comments. So that can actually give market some negativity. However, the way the markets have kind of shaken off higher inflation data, looks like this also would be shaken off and taken off in a day, and then it might just take its own direction. So that would be in focus, however, in this week. So that's going to happen on Wednesday evening. That is Indian time, Wednesday evening, after the markets close on Wednesday, and that is just one day before the expiry. So markets would kind of be cautious about all these things. So Monday is an important day. I would suggest I'm already holding very low small positions in trading also. So I am kind of going to hold the similar positions for the entire week because of so many uncertainties and a holiday, local holiday. So all these things is something that I'll be doing for this week. So apart from that, nothing really big to be talking about in the market. So let's see how this week goes, and will market stay about 20,000? Until the market kind of stays about 20,000 at this point of time, we could expect the markets to kind of take a further up move. But then, is it going to? I mean, once again 20,200 is crossed, it is going to uncharted territory. So that could actually mean that people don't have any hope on till where it can rally. So every small instance can bring jitteriness in the market, and that could actually lead to a fall. So this is not a great time to be doing trading as well, unless you are an expert in the market. So if you've been kind of newbie into trading, I would say stay away from market at this point of time until market comes into some charted territory in comfortable zone. So that's it for now. I think we've kind of discussed enough details for next week. So let us catch up with more details on our MPA family meet at 7:30. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off, wishing you all a great week ahead. But before you leave, of course, you know what to do. Do press the like button. That, of course, motivates us. And do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. Goodbye. Have a great day.